Sagittarius, get ready to spread your wings and fly this August. Let's have an aligned astro chat about it. Shalom all, I'm Stacy the Black Feather Intuitive, and welcome to your Transformational Tarot reading for August as part of my Black Feather Couture Divining a VIP Life series. And for this month, we are going to be pulling an overarching theme from the Self-Sorcery Oracle from Lisa Lister. And then we are going to be pulling cards from the Violet Soul Tarot. I'm sorry I don't have a box for that. It was a Kickstarter project, and it's fabulous, and you'll love it. So without further ado, let's get to it. All right, so let's see what your overarching theme is for the month in August. I'm definitely feeling that there's going to be a lot of shifting for you on an internal level. Some of you may actually even have some physical shifting that occurs internally. So, just kind of heads up on that, inner organs shifting, things of that nature. I don't feel anything major or drastic, but definitely just getting that energy. So when you're feeling this shifting, whether it's emotional or energetic or physical, I feel like it's really important for you to take time out to pause and breathe. Don't panic. Be more in the space of, okay, why is this happening? What is occurring? Let me breathe. Let me get connected to this so that I can listen to self and source and get right to the heart of it without wasting any time. Yeah, live your rhythm. It's listening to the body. It's listening to the heart song, listening to the soul song, and combining all three into one. Wholeness, the red, the root chakra. I have all of my needs met. I feel safe. I feel secure. I not only survive, I thrive. Resources, but it's resources within you. Head, heart, soul, mind, body, spirit, right? It's the mental, emotional, physical, financial, energetic, spiritual, all of these things coming together. And we can no longer compartmentalize. We have to bring them together and live with them and work with them as a whole. This is a big thing that is coming up and coming through for you in August. Okay, so where are you presently in your transformational journey? What part of you is shifting, rising, or dissolving? We have the Four of Pentacles. Interesting. So I feel like you've been holding back for a little while. I feel that this holding back has come from a fear of, like, you got to where you're at and you fought hard to get there. You're not quite ready to let it all go. And yet you've been getting this feeling, this sense that there's something else that's coming up and coming through for you. And you're just kind of going, no, I think I'll just stay put. I think I like where I'm at. I think I want to just kind of keep this in line. And I feel like the universe is like, okay, you can hang out. It's like the mother saying, all right, you can play for another 10 minutes. But then when I say it's time to go, it's time to go. And, whether you're ready to leave for another 10 minutes or not, when mother comes over and drags you off that playground by the hand, you're going to feel a little embarrassed by it, right? So I feel like this is kind of the energy of where you're at, is you're focused on what is, and I want to say what has been, rather than being focused on here's what this is going to open me into in the future. All of this stuff happens to be foundational for the next thing. And I feel like that's exactly what this is. Next thing, foundational energy. Don't get overly attached. And I feel like it is literally the material stuff. Also, it's interesting that I got health-related stuff, and we pulled a pentacle for where you're at right now. So there is some health-related stuff that's going on, but I feel like ultimately it's all connected to what is it that I'm feeling that I'm not acknowledging feeling? What is it that I'm, sort of pushing to the body or ignoring, or saying, body, you handle it, because I've got, I'm focused on other things. I'm focused on, what I've achieved, what I've accomplished in this now, and I'm rooted to it. I'm attached to it. The body's going to say, live your rhythm. Live your rhythm. Being attached to something keeps you anchored to something. That's not necessarily rhythmic. You want to be a little more in flow. So there's going to be a shift up. And I feel like this is why. Too much attachment to one particular place or person or circumstance or situation. There's going to be a little bit of a shift up. I am hearing the word upheaval for some of you, that some of you may see it as, or it may feel to you like it's an upheaval kind of situation. It's totally up to you if that's how you interpret it or take it on. Just understand that with upheaval, there comes on the other side of it a cleanup process, versus if there's just sort of an acceptance of where things are at, and this is just what's happening, and I can just put this down and walk away from it, knowing that there's something new coming on the other side. Then there isn't the cleanup. There isn't the mess that you have to undo or to clean up or clean through. Catalyst, what's the catalyst for you right now? What's fueling or hindering your transformation? Is this resistance or rocket fuel? I really feel like for a lot of you, there's a component of your life where you're saying, I don't want to have to do this alone. Life is hard enough as it is. Right now, with the things that I'm facing, I'm really feeling like it's monumental what I'm being asked to hold. It's monumental what I'm being asked to face. And I just don't want to have to do it by myself. And so the only way to not have to do it by myself is to bury my head in the sand about it, to distract myself from it, because no one else is coming in, or no one else is able to come in and do this for me, or even with me. It's a task that I have chosen for myself. Do I have a little buyer's remorse, or a little bit of regret around choosing it? Hell yeah. But at the end of the day, this is why. Because it feels monumental. It feels very overwhelming. It feels too big. And I want to say that the Hermit is actually here to help you. I feel like you're going to start the journey a little bit on your own, but you're not going to finish the journey on your own. It's one of those things where you have to take a step for yourself towards your path, and then the universe can then take steps, 10 steps on your behalf. That's what this kind of feels like. But you do have to go into that space and place of solitude first. And it is about getting into the nitty gritty, getting into the heart of you. Why have I been so attached to this? Why have I not wanted to let this go? Because there is the fear of this big thing that I'm facing. I know I have to do this. I know this is what I came here to do, but I want to just occupy myself and distract myself with the game of life. I want to distract myself with the baubles and beads, because those are fun. Those are pretty. This feels monumental. I feel like you're here to do this, though. This is what you came here to do. This is what, truly gets you out of bed in the morning. And there's a part of you right now that's just going, oh, crap. Yeah, I forgot about that. And okay, it's going to take some gumption. It's going to take some effort. And once you get going, I feel like you'll enjoy the ride. But until you get going, you're dragging your heels, dragging your feet. The deep root, what deep belief, wound, or soul contract is driving your transformation under the surface? Yeah. Choices that you made. And I'm speaking on a spiritual level here, but I also want to say on a physical level, I feel like you are facing a couple of different choices that you made recently, and you made them from a place of maybe desperation or a lack of clarity or a desire to simply just move beyond where you were at. I want to say I see in my mind's eye the Two of Swords, right? It's the choice between shit sandwich A and shit sandwich B. Sometimes we have to choose the shit sandwich just to get to the other side of it so we can then move forward. We get out of the stuckness. And so I feel like this is kind of where you're at right now, is you're saying, okay, I made these choices under duress or, under, whatever, for whatever reason I made these choices. And now I'm kind of not happy about them. I'm not happy about the way this has turned out. I'm not happy about how this has expanded me or contracted me, in that consecutive way. So this is why I'm tired of having to do things by myself. But the choices that I've made now suddenly have left me to the place where this is the journey that I need to face. I also want to say to you that when we talk about the deep wound or the belief, it's almost like you're in a space and a place where you're recognizing that you need to let go of the falsehood that everything falls to your shoulders. It's up to you to fix it or to solve it. And it's not, even including the things that you've, made decisions about that are maybe bad decisions. Sometimes you can just chalk it up to, okay, I'm not happy about that. And I'm going to, throw the artwork out that didn't turn out well and just start from scratch. I'm not going to try and unwind the ball of yarn that was in this, screwed up Afghan now. I'm just going to, call it a day, stick a fork in me, and I'm going to start with a new ball of wine, yarn, ball of wine, bottle of wine, ball of yarn, however that works. So I want to say there's harshness here. You're judging yourself harshly, but it's based on decisions that you've made. And it's like paying the piper, right? It's the bill comes due. And this is kind of what you're stepping into right now. The bill comes due and I just don't want to have to pay it. I don't want to have to be in this space. What's dying away for you? What part of you is falling away? What role, pattern, or identity has run its course? Page of Wands. Interesting. So you're tired of creating fluff. You're tired of engaging in fluff. You're tired of, I want to say, the superficiality that life can often be. And when we talk about that Four of Pentacles, that's been your haven. That's been your saving grace, the baubles and the beads. But now you're understanding that just can't be any longer. I can't keep doing that because it goes against everything that I feel, everything that I know, everything that I am. It's almost like the curtain or the veil has been lifted and you're recognizing now, oh yeah, I've been playing the game. It's like, was it King Henry? No, it wasn't King Edward. King Edward said, I have to go out and be amongst my people in order to understand what my people need. I want to be able to joust with my people without them conceding because I'm the king. I want to be one of the people. And in order to do that, you have to be in disguise, right? You got to go in disguise. You got to pretend that you're something other than you are. But at the end of the day, no matter whether that mask is on or not, you're still the king. You still have those particular responsibilities. And I feel like that's what is coming up and coming through for you is the recognition of, okay, I don't want to say playtime is over, but I want to say playtime at this level, at this frequency is over and done with. It's served its purpose. You've gotten what you needed from it. It's time now to be Jupiter and to expand. And to expand back into, I want to say, you're not the page any longer. You're the king, right? You're the sovereign. You're not learning how to be a sovereign. You are the sovereign. Your highest phoenix potential. What can rise from the ashes? What is your soul calling you toward? And this is your breakthrough energy. Interesting. 6 of Cups. Interesting. Okay. So this is really about you letting go of the past. And I feel like it's letting go of the past from past life and parallel life experiences, not just from your now in this body, in this incarnation past. Here's why I'm getting that. I feel like when I'm tapping into this energy, what you're really stepping into is a larger component of your purpose. You're feeling your soul calling you, driving you, steering you, urging you in one particular direction. And it's very likely a direction that you're not fully comfortable with going in. Not because it's bad for you, but because you know it's going to require a lot of work and effort. So there's procrastination in that. Oh, I know what it's going to take. And so I just, can we not and say we did? No, we have to do it. So there's a part of you I feel here that is really pining for something that was, but quite frankly, can no longer be. You've already made the decisions to try and make this a reality all the time. You've tried to bring this back 1,000,001 times, and it just doesn't work. So I feel like to bring the balance in to the mix is to really release the past, to release all attachment to what was, so that you can open to what can be and what you are going to create. It all falls in your hands. And I don't mean that in a bad way, a dun 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 way. It's all on you, but quite frankly, it's all on you. Just as my life is all on me, and Sally Joe's life is all on her, and Ted's life is all on him. So it's embracing that truth that you've known. You've just you've buried your head in the sand about it for a while. You've chosen to live someone else's rhythm, or to live in the rhythm of the earth rather than to live in the rhythm of your soul. And I feel like that's what is shifting and changing. What's emerging? What is just around the corner for you this month? And what energy or experience is coming in to support this next phase? Oh, this is the one that's calling to me. Yeah, the Tower. So I feel like for you, it's that deep shift in perspective. And I feel like you are bringing the Tower. It's not you being affected by the Tower. It's you being the Tower, bringing the Tower. And it doesn't necessarily have to be heavy. You don't have to burn the Tower down. It doesn't have to be that drastic. But it is important that you bring the truth, that you speak the truth, that you teach the truth, that you allow only the truth to preside over any actions that are taken in your life or around you, or that involve you in some capacity. Because what you've been living has been a bit of an illusion for a little while, and that's fine. Again, playtime is important, but now it's time to get real, right? King Edward is still King Edward, even if he's wearing the peasant's clothes. And so this is where I feel you're leaning into. This is what's just around the corner. It's an invitation for you to bring reality to the people, places, and things. But you have the choice in how you wish to do that. You can be nasty about it and mean and cruel about it, or you can be kind and loving and benevolent about it. But it does need to be said, spoken, shared, brought out into the open. And for whatever reason, I'm hearing only you can do it in this way, because it is your journey. It's your mission. This is your contract that you signed on for. And it doesn't have to be bad. Yeah, it's big. Yeah, it's substantial what you're doing. But it doesn't mean that you have to do it in such a way that you're constantly overwhelmed. And it all doesn't need to be done yesterday. You can take steps along the way to get it. But just understand that the universe is going to move you along. So it's not that you're going to be able to take one step and then, think for a week. It's like you take one step and then the next step is going to show itself. And then the next step is going to show itself. So I want to say there's going to be some level of perpetual movement here. Again, this is what you've been kind of delaying, but really you're ready for it. You're built for this. So open yourself to that. What is your role in this process? How are you navigating this transformation? Are you resisting, flowing, grieving, or boldly rising? Another pentacle. We have the 7 of Pentacles. So you in this process, it's interesting. We had the 6 of Cups and the 7 of Pentacles. And when this came out, I thought it was the 7 of Cups as well. So there's a lot of energy going on sort of mid cycle, 6s and 7s, mid cycle. Things are shifting. You're making a decision on how to move forward, what that looks like. 7 energy is, okay, I built the prototype. Now it's time to dot all the I's and cross all the T's to make sure that this is where we want to be and what we want to do. Because past this, it goes into mass production, and then it's a lot harder to catch any errors or to tweak the product, right? So when we're talking about the role that you're playing in this process, I feel like it's understanding what are the rewards that you are seeking as a result of the agreement of this sacred contract. Because a contract is a contract and you will receive rewards. Maybe you need to pay attention to what those rewards are. Pay attention to why you came here in the first place on a soul level, but also I want to say in terms of like how you're contributing out in the world. We can talk about, your work situation. I feel like a lot of this can tie into certain work dynamics that you're running into. Okay, I've had a lot of play. I've kind of, phoned it in for a while, but now I'm really being called to step it up and to bring it all in this space. And what do I get on the other side? Well, I know that I'm going to feel more fulfilled, more engaged, more challenged in those positive ways. I know that I'm going to be able to check a bunch of things off of my bucket list as a result of this. I know that I'm making a difference and that I matter to the people that I am working with in the community, in my workplace, in my life. I know that that's what's transpiring. And I'm being given the opportunity to fine tune my process. Nobody's telling me how to do this. It's all on me to decide how I want to do this. Nobody's here telling me what to do. I'm just being guided by my soul that this is something that I need to do. Supports, your circles of support here. Who or what is influencing your transformation right now? And do you feel that it's a positive or negative influence? Knight of Wands. Wow, lots of wand energy, lots of fire. Okay, so I feel like this is you. You are able to support yourself through this process, but you have to kind of get out of your own way. This is about, I want to say, that voice, the ego voice in your head that is constantly telling you, you don't have to do it in this way or that way or the other way, or it can be done tomorrow, or, it doesn't hurt if somebody else takes care of this part of it or that part of it, and I just kind of skirt with this or that. I feel like the Knight of Wands is coming through to say, no, it is time for us to get going, to move forward. And the impulsive nature of the Knight of Wands is not going to work in my favor, with the exception of it being an igniter to get my ass going in the direction that I've been delaying. But aside from that initiation, then I need to let that impulsivity kind of take a back seat and allow my dragon to take me where it is that I want to go. I know the mission, and now that's my solid focus, is the mission, the quest. So I feel like it's not being hot-headed, not being impulsive, not getting caught up in the game of things. Like the Knight of Pentacles is the knight that gets given the quest and then takes his time, meandering, talking, smelling the roses, having a communication with every, creature or person that they encounter on the journey. So it takes them a lot longer to get there. This is not you hanging out with your buddy Pentacle. This is you saying, all right, I can use some of this to ignite me, but then I need to pull back a little bit and conserve some of this energy to stay focused on the task at hand. All right, hopes and fears. What are you dreaming of becoming? And what scares you about actually doing it? Ha! I just said you're not with your buddy, the Knight of Pentacles. And here's the Knight of Pentacles that shows up. And here's Mr. Neo. OMG, guys, you can't make this shit up. Wow. So hopes and fears. Yeah. Your fear here in this regard is that you're going to fall into this category because this is what you really want to be doing, because this is what you've been doing for a while. You've been living in that, attachment to the earthly realm. But now you're being called to live your soul's journey, to live your soul's purpose. So I want to say your fear here is that you won't ever be able to travel with your Pentacles buddy again because he's too slow. He takes too much time to get where it is that he needs to be. There's a part of you that feels that maybe he's got the secret here. He knows something that nobody else knows. But I want to say to you, the hope here is that by doing it in this way, you will have the opportunity on your way back from this quest or this journey or this adventure, that you will be able to join your Knight of Pentacles buddy again. But right now, the focus needs to be a little more on that soul journey, not on the physical. It's the metaphysical that's going to bleed into the physical. Oh my God, that's just so funny. Okay. And here's our outcome. The outcome of your transformation, if you choose to stay on course. Who will you be on the other side of this journey? What is the result of embracing the full death and rebirth cycle? We have the Two of Cups. Wow. So it's interesting. The Knight of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles. I feel here like this could actually be a little bit of a love reading too. I'm just going to say if you are, sort of looking for love, I don't really do love readings per se, but this is pretty clear here too that there are, two equal, people on equal footing that are coming together. Maybe you both hold the same position at work, equal footing, equal pairing, coming together to enjoy life. And that Two of Cups is the union, the pairing, the partnership. So there could be that component. Aside from that, from a transformational perspective, I really feel like when you move into this phase and you really step in, you're going to recognize I don't have to do this alone. I've got a partner that's coming in, whether it's, it can be romantic or otherwise. I've got help. I've got support. I've got people who see and know and understand what it is that I'm trying to do. And their purpose and their path might be a little bit different than what my purpose and path is, but it's similar enough and close enough that we can do this together. We can traverse this path together and get done what needs to get done in a reasonable fashion and in a reasonable amount of time. So, you're afraid to do things alone, but what the outcome of this is the recognition that I don't have to do this alone. That on the other side of this, taking this solo journey, getting the net, moving on and moving forward, leads me to that level of support that I'm seeking, that is going to elevate me, lift me up, give me the strength and the courage and the excitement and the drive and desire to fulfill the purpose that I've come here to fulfill. Eventually, once you get on track, you're going to be fine. August, it's going to be a little bit slow going. There's going to be some resistance here. You're just kind of like, I want to stay over here for a little while. But you're really being called in August to live your rhythm. And I feel like that's what the universe is bringing your way. Oh my goodness, Scorpio. So that is your reading for August, that transformational tarot energy. It's going to be an incredible month for you. If you're struggling with any of this and you really could use a little bit of help or guidance or support, I do private readings, so feel free to book a session and I would be more than happy to, collaborate and work through this together with you and source energy to get you on track and get you where it is that you need to go. Until we see each other again, I'm going to say, I'll see you on the flip side and transform well.